Hello, I am David Cade, the CEO of the American Health Law Association. Each year, the Board of Directors approves a slate of esteemed individuals selected by the Fellows Coordinating Council as AHLA Fellows. These longtime members have shown a commitment to the association through their participation as speakers, authors, mentors, and leaders. They are regarded as one of the top health law professionals in the legal community, and all have been actively participating in AHLA and the health legal community for 15 or more years. While the bios of these new fellows are posted on AHLA's website, it is just a snapshot of their many accomplishments. I want to give you the chance to hear from them personally and learn more about why they deserve the Fellows honor. The 2022 Fellows class includes 7 exceptional individuals. Today, I have the distinct honor to be speaking with Eric Zimmerman. Hello, Eric. How you doing today?
David, it's so good to be with you. I'm doing well. Thank you for inviting me to do this with you.
Well, a hearty congratulations on being selected as a fellow. And so let me just start by asking, how does it feel to be an AHLA fellow?
Well, it feels good. It's a nice recognition of years of involvement in and engagement with AHLA, which really has been one of my most rewarding endeavors of my professional life. So I'm happy to have new ways to support the organization and the health law community.
Well, that's great. And since being a fellow is not necessarily capstone of your career or anyone's career, before we celebrate too much of the career, I want to take a step back. Why did you go to law school? And why did you select health law as a career area?
Well, those are good questions with very different answers. I went to law school as part of a very well thought out, deliberate plan, as I hope most people who go to law school would answer that question that way. In fact, I would take it a step further and say I went to law school 4 years after graduating from college. So I had some time in the working world. I had some time in this world of health law and health policy, pre-law school, of course, but got exposure to it and solidified my interest in and commitment to going to law school. So that was very thoughtful. The health law part was more serendipity. And I'm so glad that serendipity presented itself. When I started my professional life after law school, I was interested in, after college, I was interested in government and politics and policy, but didn't have any particular passion for health law, to be completely candid. But I happened into it as a matter of serendipity and got very interested in it. And then when I recommitted myself to going back to law school, it was with a full commitment to pursuing health law, and I never looked back.
Well, we're glad you never looked back. I think the health law community has been better for it. So how has AHLA helped you remain connected with your health law colleagues?
Well, that is really, to me, the main benefit of AHLA, and at the core of why I have so much respect for and appreciation for AHLA, because it really does help me stay connected to this community, and that has been so valuable to me to know others at the health law bar, to have colleagues who I can share ideas with, bounce questions off of, just generally see what they're doing in their professional life and learn from it, and also to give back. So that's been really just such a key benefit of AHLA.
Right. And if you encountered, as I know you do, and maybe this is an insight into what Eric really does, if you encountered a new AHLA member and he or she asked you how to get involved in the association, what advice would you give them?
The advice that I would give to any new member is, pretty much to follow what I did, because I know my experience worked out well for me. And that would be three things. One, start attending a program. See what the larger AHLA has to offer, meet new people, network with others in your community, and just broaden your connection to the organization and its members. Second would be join a practice group. And the benefit of that is if attending a meeting is broadening your connections, joining a practice group helps you deepen those connections and helps you get to know people who are practicing in your specific area of focus, which delivers many, many benefits. And then finally, raise your hand to volunteer. There are so many volunteer opportunities within AHLA, and contributing through some of those volunteer activities, whether it's speaking on a webinar, writing an article, being a mentor, whatever it is that interests you and plays to your benefits, enables you to get even more connected to the organization and its many benefits.
And as you think back on your career from when it began and that thoughtful plan to go to law school, what do you wish you knew when you were a law school student? You know, if you think back where you are now, if you replayed the tapes, what do you wish you knew then that you now know now?
Well, I would say really be open to opportunities. I said that I went to law school having had some exposure to health law and was focused on it. But I also said that I happened into health law as a matter of serendipity, and just being open to something that really hadn't occurred to me as an area where I might focus my entire career, and just kind of going with an opportunity that had presented itself is something that I think everybody, law school students included, should be open to.
Right. And as you think back over your career, and as I said earlier, I know you're not done, but in this moment of time, as we celebrate you as an AHLA Fellow, what has been the accomplishment to date that you are most proud of, and why?
Well, as I sit here, David, and look upon my president's gavel, I have to say being AHLA president really is one of the capstone accomplishments of my professional life. And I say that not just because it was reaching the pinnacle of the organization, but rather because this is an organization that I have derived a lot of benefit from, feel a lot of commitment to, and to me, to be able to serve this organization and this community at that level and really do whatever I could to make this organization and this community better really is one of the capstone accomplishments of my professional life.
We definitely appreciated your time with us, and then you continue to serve in other capacities. As we look at the health law profession, can you share what traits you feel are most important in being an effective health lawyer?
Yeah, I think that as I was saying before, I think being open, being nimble, being a good listener to your clients and your colleagues, or the AHLA board, if you happen to be serving in that capacity, and just being really sensitive to the inputs and the information that you're hearing from whomever it is that you're counseling.
That's always good advice. So one last question. As we strive for balance, and we've talked about it, you and I have shared, what do you do for fun? I know it's not all work. It can't be all work. What do you do for fun?
Well, I have a number of passionate pursuits, and I'm not sure anybody would ever accuse me of being balanced in those pursuits. As you know, David, because you and I have talked quite a lot about this, I am a very passionate runner and spend a lot of time running and training, racing, taking on big challenges. And as hard as that is to understand, it really is fun for me. I enjoy most every one of those runs that I go out for in the morning.
Well, I will call that balance, and I will say to each his own. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's it seems grueling to me, but we're glad that you have found a way and took the time to share how important it is to put the pencil down, to take the hands off the keyboard, and have that balance. We spend a lot of time, as you know, at AHLA trying to help the health law community embrace it, understand it, and take it in personally. And so once again, Eric, I congratulate you on being selected as an AHLA Fellow, an honor well deserved. I'm glad that we had a chance to spend a little time today to celebrate your story. And thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. Thank you.
Yeah, the honor is all mine. Thank you, David.